Look what I got, the $100 million books, the Playbook system. Here's why I spent $24,000. And I also have access to the ACQ Closes Handbook. Let's see. Private collection of acquisitions, proven money-making tactics. Guys, this is what it looks like. Wow, big, massive folder. Okay, so got another copy of this book. Gosh, I have so many of these now because I bought 1,000. But the good thing for you guys is if you're watching this, okay, I am going to be sharing these insightful books, okay? Everything that I'm learning, I'm going to be sharing inside of my school group, and you guys can join my school group for free if you click the link below. And one of the reasons why I'm doing this on my YouTube channel is very simple. Most people don't have $24,000 lying around to buy a coaching program. I happen to first buy, $6,000 worth of these books, and I bought the ACQ AI, which if you want free access to it, you have to join my school group and then ask me your questions and I'll just feed it. And in the next video that I publish on my YouTube channel, you will be able to benefit from it. I also purchased these books. This one was the Closer Handbook and the advertising handbooks for running paid ads. Okay, paid ads, just if you've never got yourself interested or you've never done paid ads, it's literally one of the fastest ways to print money. Like for example, next month I'm doing a campaign, and from the projections, I'm looking to get on the low end 6x, on the high end 10, maybe even 12x ROAS on my money. So let's just say if I was to spend $1,000, that means I can make six to whatever $10,000. If I spent $20,000, I'm expecting to make 120K all the way up to $200,000. I plan to spend a lot more than just 20 grand on ads next month. And so how do I refine these systems? How do I optimize these systems? You have to have playbooks. I have my own playbooks that has helped me go from zero to becoming a multimillionaire in my early 20s. Now I'm in my 30s. I want to share all these insightful things I have learned. Lots of mistakes, lots of learnings, lots of trial and error. And I'm going to share them here on my YouTube channel. There's some of these things, like for example, if I'm spending 24 grand to get access to this, I can't just openly share this stuff, on YouTube. So that's why I've basically put it on a school group. You can join the school group. Just go introduce yourself. Oh, by the way, you get access to a copy of the $100 million models. But before this comes to your house, I'm actually going to hook you up with my own sales funnels playbook. It's the playbook that I've used myself to grow over 10 different brands to 7 figures each. Obviously, you can see from the awards. $100 million playbook. Closing. Sales is the game of life. If you want to make money, you have to sell. You have to sell either in person, you sell online, sell one-to-many, sell one-to-one. Either way, you have to sell. Okay, Mike in my video guy said, add some value in this. So here's what I want to do. I want to share with you one lesson on each of the playbooks. Okay, I can't remember each of them off by heart, but I'm just going to go for it. So, closing. What is sales? Transfer of energy, understanding that your prospect is in a state of pain. That's why they come to you. It's either they're in a state of pain or they desire and dream about something that they believe that you can help them with. Your ability to take them from a place of discomfort to a place of comfort, showing them and providing your product and service as the solution in the middle, which gets them to convince that this is the right solution for them. This is the name of the game. Sales is the lifeblood. If you get good at sales, you will never ever be broke in your life. I started learning sales when I was like 15, 16 years old. I used to sell door to door. I used to sell on eBay. I used to sell in my school. I used to sell in college. I sold everywhere. Then as soon as I started internet marketing, digital marketing online, I discovered this concept of one-to-many selling. What does that mean? It means, how can I do a presentation and close multiple people at once through 3-day summits, through 5-day challenges, through webinars, through automated VSLs, which is video sales letters. So if you haven't learned about closing, this is a skill that you want to learn. And I'll just share this with you. The number one secret of all millionaires that I've come across all of my friends, people that I've met, and I've met hundreds and hundreds of millionaires, multiple billionaires, the number one thing I can tell you is that they all have stacked skills. What does that mean? They have not just, they don't know just how to close, they also know how to promote themselves. They know how to market. They have stacked skills for months, years, even decades. So that's something to remember. It's like a skill that I always tell myself, the most wealthiest, richest, even happiest people I know, they go out to learn. They're always lifelong learners. Anyway, that's on closing. Next one is on proof checklist. One of the best ways for you to make more money, I learned this from a mentor of mine who made $300 million in his 20s. And he was my number one mentor when I was in my 20s. He would always tell me testimonials are basically gold. It's just literally like gold. Over time, it just goes up in value. The reason why, if you go to any of my websites, let's just say funnels.com, there's a wall of testimonials, endless scroll of just people, because I can tell you how great I am, right? But it's much better if all these people tell you how great I am. And so if you don't have proof of how your stuff works, one of the easiest ways to do this is literally get friends and family to go through your program, to go through your products and services, and say some nice words, make a nice video, and start leveraging it. And then as soon as you get paid clients, start getting testimonials from everyone. This is what's going to change the game for you. One of the best ways to sell stuff is just to overwhelm your prospects with proof. What is this one? Retention, name of the game. A lesson for this. To create real wealth, you don't want to be in the business of where people are ordering and buying stuff from you alone. You want to be in the repeat business. Okay. You don't want a business where people just order. You want your business to be in the business of reordering. In my business, we develop and install client acquisition funnels for business owners. We help them scale. We put in one-to-many selling systems, VSLs, webinars, all that jazz. Once they start seeing results, they're happy, then we have done for you ads management. We have done for you lead generation campaigns. We have so many different things on the back end that's all based on a recurring theme. They can hire my short form agency to get videos done. They can hire my Facebook ads agency to get Facebook ads and Google ads and Instagram ads done. So you want to be in the business, not just attracting customers, but retaining customers. The real profits come from retaining clients. I'll give you a few easy, quick ways that you can do this. One is start publishing videos. Why? Because your prospects will see you on videos and you're going to be on top of mind. Number two, have a newsletter, have an email list where once a week, once a day, a couple of times a week, you're sending out emails. I built my newsletter to over 1 million subscribers back in the day, and I would email every single day. And if you go to funnels.com and you join funnels.com/email, you join the newsletter, you'll see probably 3 to 5 emails every single week go out. And the last one is a big one. Publish books, okay? Publish books, and definitely seeing Alex Hormozi, this is probably one of the biggest secrets. And it's like everyone you see, but you sometimes you forget. It's the simple, basic, boring stuff. I could point down to his 2 distribution channels, which was YouTube videos and books. Okay, so if you want to be top of mind, you want to retain. I only slept 4.5 hours last night. Okay, baby life. If you want to retain your customers, you want to increase retention, guess what? You have to be on top of mind. You have to find ways to over deliver. And again, one of the best ways to over deliver, it doesn't cost any money, emails, videos, and writing books. Okay, so marketing is the ultimate lever, my favorite topic in the world. I tell myself, I tell my family, even if I had $100 million liquid, I'd still be in the marketing business. This is the business to be in. This is my favorite topic. I love marketing, sales, strategy, psychology. Being able to influence and persuade people is one of the greatest skills you can develop in your entire life. And you can do this through events, webinars. Wow, this is really short actually. I mean, really punchy, but this is like only 22 pages, 23 pages. Okay, so there's a marketing implementation checklist. Yeah, I'll cover these things inside of the school group. Okay, if you want to learn, if you want to see these things inside of the school group, just go ahead and let me know. And actually, I'm going to put a poll inside of the school group. So click the link in my description, join the school group, and I'll have a poll on, and then you guys watching, you can basically vote which one do you want me to uncover. Remember, this is what I basically spent, like part of the whole $24,000 package. I got this, so I'm saving you 24 grand. Okay, lifetime value. What is lifetime value? How much does a customer spend with you over a year, over 5 years, over 10 years? My customer lifetime value in my business is well into the multiple six figures. I have a lot of stuff that we do with our clients, help them get results, upsell them, offer them different programs. And I call my framework IPS, Integrated Product Suite. This is something I discovered around 12 years ago, and my life has never been the same because I have multiple products, multiple product avenues and suites inside of my products. I'm working recently with a client, and the client, they were offering one service, which was stem cell injections for dogs with arthritis. Very simple in the UK. And as I'm consulting with them, I realized they only have one offer. As soon as I came in, we've added in second two offers. So we have a package which is basically the gold package. Then we have like a gold support package with extra goodies and like 12 months of support and all of that good stuff. And then today, literally today, we just added in a third offer, which is if your dog is anywhere in Europe or in Dubai, the vet will fly out to your house, to your, whatever, to the clinic in those countries, all over Europe and in Dubai, and basically treat your dog. Okay, so what have I just done? I've increased the lifetime value of the customer by 3, 4, even 5x. Now he's going to have increased profits. He's going to be able to have more money to advertise, more money to grow his team, and more cash flow profits for him to stack away. So, as a business owner, this is one of the first lessons I learned. Once you understand lifetime value, it's literally you're able to squeeze and extract as much value as you can in exchange for money. Okay, so you get paid more, but you also give more value to the customers. Okay, next one is the hooks. So if you see the first few 1 or 2 minutes of this video, even the first 10 seconds, you probably see I said something like, here's why I spent $24,000, right? If you want to get access to this $24,000 package that I paid for, join my free school group, okay? That's a hook. Now, you can practice different hooks. You can use ChatGPT, but hooks and angles and stories, this is what makes marketing work. If you see the people that you follow a lot and you watch the videos, and sometimes you're like watching this stuff and you're like, I don't understand, why am I watching this guy or girl? It's because they have really good hooks. Okay, hooks are critical when it comes to increasing your conversion rates, increasing the attention that people pay. The first line literally says how to double your marketing in under 5 seconds. Okay, so hooks, headlines, these things are critical. Pricing. This is one of my favorite topics. I just shared with you one example. Pricing allows you to drive up the profits to as much as you want. The first time I started selling online, it was like $37 ebooks. Very quickly, I realized I don't like low ticket stuff, so I shifted into high ticket. And my first year online, full time, I made 120K. My second year, I made 275K. My third year, I made $1.2 million. And then before I turned 30 years old, I generated $30 million cash collected from info. By the way, those awards behind me, that's what they're there for, is because those numbers are 100% verified and true. And one of the main reasons is because I understood pricing. I understood meet the customer where they're at. And to attract, to make the most amount of money, sell to rich people. Sell, who are the richest people in the world? Entrepreneurs, business owners. So sell to business owners. If you're a business owner and you want to make more money, you can 5x, 10x your income literally by just figuring out who is the best ideal customer to sell to. I can sell, protein bags for like, I don't know how much protein bags cost, like say $25. Or I could package it up and I could sell a home delivery, handmade, fresh, delivered to your house and charge 4 times more for a protein shake. Why is that? Because someone understands pricing, okay? The people that make the most amount of profits, they understand pricing. The reason why I'm sharing this is they've mastered pricing. They know how to price their products. And it's just a status game, okay? So in your business, you don't have to compare yourself to anyone. I typically don't, okay? I look at myself and I'm like, every year I learn more, I make more mistakes, I get older, my prices have to go. And that's how I went from charging $10,000, $20,000 for consulting all the way up to now $160,000 to $180,000 for consulting, okay? But once I understood pricing, it was like a whole different world. It's like, when you don't know something, how should I explain it? It's like the first time you go like when you jump out of a plane. Okay, Mikey, have you ever jumped out of a plane? No. The first time you jump out of a plane, you just don't know how good it is. It's like, gosh, it's just so good. It's like one of those experiences. You just don't know how good it is until you do it, and then you're like, that wasn't scary. I can do it again. And then, for me, I used to try to do it every country I would go, find a place, jump out of a plane. Now, I tend not to do those things. I'm a family man. So, anyway, pricing. Well, why was I talking about this? We are going to continue, and apologies for the rambling. Like I said, I have not slept much, but these books came in and I was so excited, and I was like, I'm going to be so excited. I'm going to go through this first thing in the morning on the weekend. And so let me just shoot this for you guys. Okay, branding. Let's see what's in branding. Okay, this is where I want to learn branding. Okay, how to make anyone or anything famous on purpose. Okay, what branding is not, learning and behavior change. There's some case studies of Kendall Jenner. Big brand equals big profits. I am always reminding myself that the highest leverage activity I can do in my life and my business is what? Personal branding. Why? It's the ultimate cheat code. If you ever want to write stuff down, this is it. It's the ultimate cheat code for everything in life. You want to hire better talent? Have a personal brand. You want to make more money? Have a personal brand. You want to skip in lines for restaurants, for hotels, for holidays. You want to be treated, really, really well. Have a personal brand. Okay. I don't meet anyone if they don't know me for my personal brand. Same way, I will never ever speak to someone regarding sales, regarding my products and services, if they have not gone through my one-to-many VSLs, my webinars, my presentations, my summits, my challenges. Why? Because it's much easier for them to consume 10 hours of me versus me spending even an hour. Oh, here's what I do. Like if I meet somebody on the streets or whatever, rarely it happens, but sometimes people will ask me, and then I'll just say, hey, I just do marketing. And then they'll say, oh, please tell me more. And I'd say, oh, no, you can learn more. Just go to funnels.com. I just give them one of my websites. The reason is, when you have a strong brand, you get to also pick and choose who you do business with. So, for example, this past week, actually, I fired 2 clients. Okay, 2, not 1, but 2 different clients. And I realized these 2 clients, they were sucking up more energy than like 20 of my other clients. And I'm like, why am I spending all this time and energy with them? And I thought to myself, I could just go and get more clients. Okay, so when you have a personal brand, you get to choose. Trust me, you get to choose. I joined Alex Hormozi's $24,000 the advisory program. One of the first things he said in the private group, by the way, some of those things I'm going to share with you inside of my school community. One of the first things he said is, don't spam in my group, otherwise I'll kick you out. And he said, I don't need your money. Obviously, well, one, he's made $100 million in a day or in a few days. But the reality is, he's always been like that, where he's super protective and he realizes he has the ability to go out and print money, go out and get so much attention because of his personal brand. If you have a personal brand with a good reputation, a remarkable reputation, here's what happens. Your ads become cheaper. Does that make sense? Okay. People build this unbreakable bond with you. Why? Because they see you over and over again, right? Like, for example, these videos I'm publishing, I want to publish at least 3 videos long form per week, ideally more. Some of these videos are just going to be so raw where, my desk might be messy, or, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to show, it's going to be as raw and real as I can make it. This is part of branding. Everything is part of branding. How you communicate, the values that you stand for, the values that you don't stand for, all of these things. So having a strong brand is literally, what did I just say? Having a strong brand is like a license to print money. You get higher response rates, higher conversion rates, higher prices, and people keep buying from you more and more. That being said, there's a right way and wrong way to do it. A way that makes you a lot of money, how a few rich people do it, and a way that costs you money, how most people do it. Okay, so just keep this in mind. If you have not yet built a personal brand, it starts off with a commitment. Make the commitment. I am going to launch my own personal brand. I'm going to do whatever it takes. Publish videos, host events, host summits, webinars. I'm going to be consistent. Consistency is the name of the game. Consistency and volume. Okay. In the beginning, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to have lots of volume. The reps is what's going to make you good. And consistency is what compounds. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'll just give you a few things from here. Figure out who your ideal avatar is. Ideally, a market that is growing, it's in pain, they can afford your stuff, and they're easy to find. Okay, so I have my own little checklist, which is it an ever-growing market? Is the person, do they have irrational fears and dreams? Do they have buying power? Okay, and are they easy to reach? So I have like my own 4 different ones. Well, actually they're the same, but it's like I term it differently. And once you have all 4 of them, easy to reach, do they have buying power? Are they in a lot of pain? So they're able to spend a lot of money, premium amounts of money, and is the market ever growing? Okay, and figure out what they like, what they dislike, and associate yourself with the stuff that they like, making content that they like, making products that they like, and appearing next to people they like. If you see my videos, I've mentioned people like Tony Robbins and Grant Cardone and Russell Brunson and Ty Lopez and Logan Paul, millionaires and billionaires like Richard Branson. Well, guess what? My ideal client knows who those people are. Let me ask you a question. Let's just say I just talked about 5 of these top online or business owners or business moguls. Do you know who they are? Have you heard of them before? There's a good chance, yes. So I use that association to boost my authority online. And I figured this out, gosh, maybe about 15 years ago. I was at a live event and I saw people on stage and I started asking them for photos. And before I knew it, people online saw me with other multimillionaires. I was a young broke-ass kid from the streets of East London, 19, 20, 21 years old. I didn't have anything, but I had these pictures and people associated me with them. And it's almost like, this is why it's called, I think, the Oprah effect or whatever that term. Why does everyone like want to get on Oprah? Because they want to associate themselves with Oprah, okay? Their credibility and their reputation, it's almost like it just elevates. Appearing next to people that they like. There's a lot of stuff. I can't just go through all of this stuff now, but that was on branding, okay? How many more do we have? We covered price raise. Fast cash, okay? This is a really cool one. This is one that I'm actually implementing right now in my business because I saw it and I was like, the fastest way to rip cash out of a business. I'm like, okay, sign me up. And what I did was when I started using the ACQ AI, it literally gave me step-by-step fast cash plays. It literally stuff that you can do right now to get an injection of cash in your business. And I started doing it for myself and for my clients. Okay, go-to ads. This is one I'm super excited about. This is literally proven ads that are converting right now, how to create ads in the different segments of your market And there's basically 5 levels of awareness. I'll just show you one quick little picture of what it looks like. There you go. Okay. I'm going to keep this one here because I'm going to be shooting these ads. I think this is one more. And this one is lead nurturing. Okay. Lead nurture is how do you essentially build relationships with your leads and prospects, because the money is not made in the list, just getting a subscriber. The money is made in the relationship that you build and form with your leads. Okay. I have people that have been following me online for 10, 15 years. And sometimes I'll do polls on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you connect with me on Instagram. Send me a DM. I respond to my messages on Instagram myself. But every now and then I'll do polls and I'll ask questions, and people will send me back messages. And I know that they've been following me for 10, 15 years. Okay. It's all part of lead nurture. Okay. Me making YouTube videos like this, it's all part of lead nurture. You may have come through because YouTube recommended me. You may have come through because you found me on a link on social media, or you got an email saying, hey, check this video out. Anyway, if you like these videos, be sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.